Wells Fargo CEO and President Tim Sloan is to retire. This just hitting and crossing the tape. Of course, he took over in October 2016 after the news broke of that cross-selling scandal, and John Stumpf, his predecessor, stepped down. This isn't a retirement. We're told that the general counsel, Alan Parker, will take over an interim and a search for a replacement will continue. I'd just point out the fact that, of course, this had gone away as a question mark more recently. A lot of people had pushed back, said he wasn't going anywhere, they weren't looking outside, there was no plans to hire anyone. It's obviously being told as a retirement. Interesting to see the stock jumping 2.7% after hours. Let's just bring up a chart as well of his share price versus the bank's index since he took over. I'd say there's sort of three factors that have been influencing whether or not he would stay in place. Right initially when he took over, it was felt that someone internal would be best placed to sort out the problems because they would know where the bodies lies, if you will, pardon the metaphor. Most of those problems have now been sorted, so that protection was removed. The second factor was, of course, the share price performance, and that did continue to underperform the bank's index more over the last year than it had done initially. And finally, that asset cap that the Fed placed on them and the timeline for when that might be removed has been pushed back a number of times. Those are all factors that have weighed on the pressure on Mr. Sloan, but this, of course, is a retirement, not anything else.
There's also been this constant stream of people calling for him to leave, including, I'm thinking, Senator Elizabeth Warren, who
Absolutely.
I know has spoken with Cramer a bunch of times about how he doesn't deserve the job. He was there during all of the scandal. So that chorus didn't really die down as soon. It was pretty recent, actually. She had that interview. And I feel like every 6 months, the New York Post has some bogus report about who's going to replace him and how they're searching outside, which is also not the best sign.
And to that point as well, you're absolutely right to bring that up. Jim, in a recent interview, Jim Cramer in a recent interview with Mr. Sloan said, even if you know and you believe you're the right man for the job, if this continues, this negative political press, because the crosshairs are on you, not your company, is there a point that comes that you decide to step aside? And he said he was the right man for the job, but that might be a factor in this decision.